How's your confidence level on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being it's terrible, you really struggle with it, you feel a lack of confidence in many, many situations in life, or it's great. 10 is, it's high, it's amazing, I feel confident, I'm able to really maintain that level of awareness and confidence in myself regardless of whatever's playing out in life. Where would you put yourself between 0 and 10? I'm about a 7, 8, 9, 10. Rarely a 7. That'd be a circumstance where it's just going to be bring up old stuff that would come forward. So how do you create self-confidence? Well, your thought process is key in that. What your thinking mind is telling you. So I'm going to give you my top 10 affirmations for self-confidence. Before we go there, though, I want to teach you an aha I had over 25 years ago. In the early 90s, when I was absolutely lacking any confidence, although by appearance sake, you might not be able to tell, I was really able to just put my, appear to be self-confident, but deep down, I did not like myself. I struggled with suicidal depression. I had a lot of issues with my appearance and body. I just lacked confidence. And what came to me was that was life-changing. I had, as most people have had, the idea that self-confidence is something you create. You got to work it. You got to build your self-confidence. It's something that you develop. What was given to me, the insight that was shared with me was, no, self-confidence is already there. It's a state of awareness, of knowing who you are and then living true to it. That then creates the expression of the feeling of self-confidence. That was a byproduct. Self-confidence is a byproduct of a awareness and a trust in knowing your true self. Healing your emotional wounds, being able to really stay emotionally present and aware in any scenario, and to be able to show up in mindfulness and awareness regardless of this, to be observing a situation and know how to navigate things from an inner truth. And that creates self-confidence. So that's what I started to work on. And I had to really clean this up. My thinking mind was not supportive to that outcome of self-confidence. So the more I worked on my internal self, the more the self-confidence just developed. And it was effortless. It wasn't something I had to connect with my own inner truth, start to live it, and self-confidence was a byproduct of it. So let's look at these 10.
Oh, go down to the face shot.
That was the other video. Face shot. Here we go. You can tell we don't like starting over here. There you go. There it is. Here's my top 10. And I'm going to explain each of these, why they are more than just words on a screen. The words create an energy. Energy creates an outcome. Energy, it is the finest level of all creation. So words have a vibration and they put energy into motion. And so this is why you want to use these 10 to really tap into and allow that self-confidence to build within you rather than something you're trying to find and make. Thank you, God. I belong. I count. Now, this goes back to the very origin of our life story when we're born. If we weren't, there's so many variables in our birth experience that can create a sense of not being wanted and not counting. All through, depending on what birth order you were in the family system, you maybe kind of felt like you just didn't get your needs met. That inner child is what's getting the benefit of this, that you do belong and you count. Because if you don't feel you belong and you count, you can't be self-confident. You're always second-guessing yourself. You're feeling like you're on the outside looking in. You just feel at odds with being a part of this life, kind of the humanity at large, that you're just, something's broken in you. And it goes back to this original validation. It's an original validation that we all needed at birth in our earliest years of our development. I belong, I count, I matter. The I am lovable and acceptable. That's again building on that I belong, I count. Because if you belong and you count, then that makes you lovable and acceptable. So how many times do you question your value? You say something and you start to question yourself. How many times do you shame yourself? You look in the mirror and you put yourself down. How many times do you judge things, ways you've behaved or things you've said, or you're wondering what people think about you? That all comes back to questioning your feeling lovable and acceptable. When you're lovable and acceptable with yourself, others love and accept you. I just talked to a woman. I did an interview this morning, and it was a perfect example of this. I had helped her with her hair. She's a type 1 in my energy profiling system. And in a previous conversation, about a year ago, I helped her learn her type, and I asked her if she straightened her hair, and she agreed. She said she did. And I said, well, what if you let it go curly and allowed yourself to really experience your true movement? Well, today she showed up. She was interviewing me for a telesummit. She had her hair curly, and she said, it's interesting. When I started to love and accept my hair, which was a practice of loving and accepting herself, it was just an expression of her true self, people started to compliment her hair. And she said that had never happened before. And I said, well, see, now that mirror of life is able to reflect back to you the truth of who you know you are. You have chosen that truth. You've chosen to live by that truth. I'm lovable and acceptable being me. Others then reflect that back to you. That's self-confidence. That's what true self-confidence is. I welcome seeing my true self. That is just right there. It says it. That as you now understand who you are and your own nature, you welcome that. You love it. It's like, really love myself. I'll often fall asleep at night hugging myself, saying, I really appreciate me. It's like, I do. I really appreciate me. That builds self-confidence. That welcoming of the true self. I am non-judgmental of myself. Think of how you feel the next time you put yourself down or you have a shaming thought reference to yourself. Does your energy go up or does your energy go down? Well, a truly authentic, self-confident person, what kind of energy do they exude? They don't exude that down in the dumps energy. They exude a high vibration energy. And so your judgmental thoughts of yourself are beaten up and interfering with a natural self-confidence. So you just have to stop doing that by saying, I am non-judgmental with myself. This is a big one. This next one, I am trusting what I say and do is good enough. So many people self-doubt what they've said. They hash over their expressions, what they said in a conversation. I should have said this way. Probably shouldn't have said that. I wonder if they're thinking of me. Oh, this isn't good enough. They're probably thinking this. And that again, where's your energy go on that? Is that a high vibration reference or a low vibration reference? That is either disconnecting you or connecting you with a natural self-confidence. I am speaking my truth. Again, think of when you said something because you thought, this is what I need to say, I should say, this is what someone else expects me to say. I'm afraid to say what I really think. I mean, it's not like you have to always say what you think. Sometimes it's best to be quiet, but still hold your own truth in your mind rather than to energetically align yourself with someone else. Because that's really something that we can do in today's world where we might not say anything about how we might feel about something, even though it may not be aligned with the other person. We don't have to align ourselves with what they're saying. Or you might feel moved to speak what's true for you. Really following inspiration on that one is key, especially in today's world. And again, anytime you choose not to do that, it again disconnects you from that natural confidence that you carry. I'm connected to my internal source of truth. This is really just baseline to what I've been teaching through this whole video. If it's already there, well, let's just connect with it and start to practice living it. Which leads to the next one. I'm connected to my internal source of confidence. That this can be effortless. I don't have to work so hard trying to be a confident person. You don't have true self-confidence by overriding your own emotional wounding and trying to get on the other side of your self-doubt. You take care of that stuff, get it out of the way, and that's what comes forward is your confidence. I am worthwhile and I am powerful. When you really understand that your worth is your power, not power executed in any way to manipulate or control, but power as a force to do good in the world, to make a difference and to move the elements, to move and seed the energy, to morph your reality so you're creating a world, a reality where your world is sustained in joy and affluence. That's your power. And really at the key of that, the central nucleus of that is knowing you're worthwhile. And then the 10th one, I'm feeling good and looking good. This particularly is a really powerful one for women. And this is where my Dressing Your Truth program really comes into play, because I help move women from a place of, I feel lousy in my clothes and I don't like the way I look, to I'm feeling good and I'm looking good. And when you feel good and look good, your self-confidence shines. You just, without saying a word, you exude confidence. There's a confident gal. And people trust you and they have respect for you. Which of these 10 really stuck out for you? Share in a comment. Which one rang true for you? Man, that's the one. That's the key one I need right now. Print it, write it out. Put it on a sticky note. Write it in a dry erase marker on your bathroom mirror. Stick it on your mantle of a key place in the living room, the family room. Put it in the dashboard of your car. Now, another really helpful tool are my essential oils, because when you're thinking these thoughts and you ground this energy with the let me get us back to the main screen here. I am self-confident oil. You just vibrationally, as you smell this, you are helping that inner world of you plug into that natural self-confidence, because this has a healing effect and an awakening effect. These are premium oil blends, masterly crafted by me and a master aromatherapist. And also my affirmation decks are really powerful. Let's pull a card and see what we come out with today randomly here. It is obvious to me what needs healing, and I easily clear it as it shows up. Here's the key. As you clear what's asking to be healed, what do you create space for? Confidence. That's what now can manifest. It's easier than we thought. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for sharing this video. Who's struggling right now with self-confidence issues or even depression, help lift them up. Share the video. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for watching my channel. I appreciate it.